Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. How we all doing tonight? Bit of a out the left field stream this evening. Unless you've been paying attention to my Twitter for the last week or so. I've been slowly playing through Shining in the Darkness on my own time. Mostly because it's not something, for the most part, that I think would be that interesting to watch. But I figured I'd finish off my playthrough on stream by doing the final floor of the dungeon on stream. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Those unfamiliar with it, the first of the Shining games, very different from the Shining Force games, which is what most people are probably familiar with. This is a first-person DRPG rather than a tactical strategy RPG like the Shining Force games. There are others in, there are a couple of spin-off, well, not spin-offs, but different genres within the Shining series. There's also Holy Ark, which is another DRPG, and then there's another one that plays sort of like the East games, and then, yeah, there's the Force games, which is what most people are familiar with when it comes to the Shining games, which are a big series of SRPGs. But yeah, I don't actually know what ended up motivating me to pick this up and start playing it, but I do enjoy a DRPG, and this has been a very sort of basic one, I guess. Not in a bad way, just it is what it is. It's a 1991 DRPG with that sort of Camelot flair to it. Not that they weren't known as Camelot yet. I can't actually remember what their company name was at this point, because they were still basically just internal Sega. But they're what would go on to be pretty well-known, what's the word I'm looking for? Like their style with these icon-based menus and such, and when we get into the combat as well, if you're familiar with Camelot, you'll definitely feel their essence here, as this is one of their first. Anyway, as I said, I'm about to start the final floor of the dungeon for this game. My characters are pretty well equipped at this point. Main character's got the Sword of Light, the Shield of Light, the Helm of Light, and currently some magic armor. We will get the Armor of Light on the floor we're about to do, and we need the full set of Warrior of Light gear to take on the final boss. So, and then the Hobbit sort of character is in full mithril gear, mithril axe, mithril armor, mithril shield, mithril helm, and then the caster elf is in a bit of sort of hodgepodge, because she's very gear restricted as to what she can equip. She's got a cursed whip that's quite good, barring the cursed side effect, which causes her to fail attacking with it every now and again. And then she's got sort of the best armor options that I can give her at the moment. If we get lucky and get some mithril drops on the final floor, then I might be able to make her some better gear. But that's about as good as she's going to get for the moment. Anyway. So, hey, Gorgeland, you haven't missed any streams of this. I've just been playing this on my own time. I've been... What's the word I'm looking for? Posting about it on the Twitters as I was playing through. So sort of the last week or so, I've just been sort of posting stuff up as I've been progressing and playing through the game, which as I say, this I don't think this would have worked well as something to cover entirely on stream, because there's a lot of retreading the same area. I don't know if it would have been that interesting to watch the whole thing through. Yeah, it certainly has some good moments when it very briefly does its story stuff. It's been quite fun in that, but you're talking like minutes worth out of, 20-30 hour playthrough. Anyway, at the point I'm at as well, there's my quick access to the higher floors is using a medallion that I've set up that acts as a teleport, which warps us. Well, currently this is the end of the 4th floor. Where's the stairs up? Down in the back. Alright. But yeah, as I was saying, we're going into what is effectively the final floor of the game. But I'm expecting this is going to take a while. This is going to need at least a few retreads. The enemies up here are also just absolutely ridiculous. So I'm expecting to sort of have my butt handed to me, as it were. Sorry, you're gonna lose audio for a second there. It should be good now. Right. As I said, it's a very, like, very standard DRPG, which is not a negative at all. But it doesn't really, it's not doing anything that's like groundbreaking. It's just a very decent DRPG. And as I said, like, we've just got to the final floor of the game, and these guys up here are, obscenely strong, so I'm going to get bullied very heavily. Yeah, that one's a problem. There's a bunch of different enemies up here that can inflict paralysis. Paralysis is a huge pain in the ass. Now, you might be seeing me use the slow spell there, which decreases the enemy's speed and decreases their defense at the same time. But I'm using, in particular, the level 1 variant of the spell, because the level 1 variant is only single target, but applies a more powerful debuff at that, like, single target. Not a good example there, since we weren't able to land it at all, so... But if there's, obviously, I'm just, like, deep-ending you guys, so if there's anything you're, like, confused about or not sure about, just, ask away and I'll answer as best I can. But it's, as I said, as far as, like, a game goes, it's very straightforward. the whole game is not that bad, Gorgelan, though it definitely has some almost unfair difficulty, I'd say. But yeah, enemies like that, the big guy there, definitely a tougher enemy. And there's like other enemy packs up here that are pretty fucking brutal. There's certain enemy packs that can use instant death magic. If you get ambushed by them, that can just be a game over straight away. There's literally nothing you could do to prevent it. Like it does definitely have some of those moments where it's just like, well, you're dead. Go home, try again. The death isn't too punishing, I will say. Death is half your gold and back to the church. Which, at this point in the game, I don't need gold, so death is basically non-punishing. Well, apart from, like, loss of time and progress. Now, this is gonna be any bank-style system. For the cash, no. For the items, not really either. It's kind of... she's old. Like, each character has 8 inventory slots. And that's it, that's your lot. If your inventory's full, get fucked. And you've got to carry key items, and in some cases, literally key items in your inventory. So I got, like, the cell key, the magic rope, and the medallion, all taking up inventory slots as, like, key items I need for extra use. My inventories are a little bloated because I've got some good stuff at the moment. I got, like, the heal ring. I've got a couple of magic rings. A heal ring heals you. Magic rings get you MP back. I got the barrier ring, and then I got the storm sword, which allows me to, like, cast magic from an item. Ice saber, same thing, allows me to cast magic from an item. The downside to the cast magic from item type weapons is they will just randomly break. Well, so this is much older. This is from 91. So Might and Magic 6, 7, and 8 have the benefit of, you know, coming a bit later down the line, and they're also PC games. This is a Mega Drive game. Wrong button there. As far as, like, DRPGs goes, as I said, it's a very straightforward, non-complicated. The most interesting part of this is that it's the first Shining game. And, like, I mean, mechanically I've enjoyed it well enough. I've you know, pushed through to, like, literally the end of the game. And I felt reasonably compelled to keep playing. This is gonna look a little weird. This dungeon, like the 5th floor of this dungeon, just starts off with some really, really, really long corridors. So you're just gonna see me going in a straight line for a while. Just gonna keep using my, like, magic use items until they break. The main character also has the Sword of Light, which casts, like that there, the Light Blade, which casts Vault 3. That can't break, because it's the Sword of Light. So that's actually really, really fucking good. Once we start having to, like, cast like, spells properly and such, we're going to start burning into my MP fairly quick. Also, yeah, the encounter rate in this game can be pretty wonky. You can, like, get your ass down, like, a whole long corridor with no fights, or you can get a fight every step. Also, interestingly, the two caster characters have significantly more speed than the main character. The main character is actually quite slow. But yeah, you can see like the amount of gold it's spitting out. Like I have over 100,000 gold, and that's after like a couple of deaths on the 4th floor. Yeah, the things that are the most concerning here are the caster-type enemies. They can do, like, AoE magic that'll do a shitload of damage, or certain caster types can use instant death magics. Or there's certain enemies that have, like, instant death skills. Basically, instant death is our biggest concern by a considerable margin. The next biggest concern is paralysis. Because that's when paralyzed, you are effectively dead. And if the whole party ends up paralyzed, it is a game over. Not that I'm aware of. There are bits of armor and whatnot that give you a level of magic resist, which is good for not getting blown up by the big AoE magics. But nothing that does status resistance as far as I'm aware. The little red pips next to a spell represent like what level of that spell you're casting. Sleep can be potentially very powerful. Just if you're interested, this game does have an auto map. It costs MP to bring it up, and it's kind of crap. Yeah, pretty much by hand would needs be pretty necessary for this one. That is what I was hoping to avoid. Ow. Dude, this thing sucks. The glare can inflict paralysis. The AoE magic just does fuckloads of damage. Now this is a bit Dragon Quest II-like in that this guy here is the only one that can cast like a resurrection magic, and so if he gets sniped, then you're fucked. I don't think I have there is an item that lets you like revive from an item, but it's a very rare item. No, it doesn't have a chance to fail, thank God. Now, those magic rings, again, going with Dragon Quest, they work like magic rings in Dragon Quest, which just have a chance to break each time you use them. I see. That's annoying. Ah, now, okay, the Reaper-type enemies here are the ones that cast insta-death. Really, really do not want to fight them if I can avoid it. The like, over-under thing, like, going between, layers is been sort of the gimmick of the last couple of floors, because the magic rope allows you to go up through holes in the floor. Nice, double sleep. These boys have big AoE hurt. You don't usually, like, rocket up levels as fast as we've been going. It's just because we're on the final floor, as it were. So the enemies give a fair bit of XP, and I am arguably somewhat underleveled. Yeah, see, that's a mechanic I still don't understand. Occasionally, your attacks just don't do any damage. I don't know why. It's not math, I can hurt these guys. It's just sometimes the attacks don't work. Ah, okay, so that box you'll see on the other side there. Well, I can open this door. I've already looted it because there's a different way to access this box. Yes, I was saying... Ah, you might not have been here when I said it at the start. I went over this being the... It's not part of the... It's part of the Shining series as a whole. Shining Force is its own sort of subsection within the Shining series. And, well, subsection. It is the biggest part of the Shining series by a considerable margin. It's just that the Shining in the Darkness here happens to be the first Shining game. This does loosely tie into the Force games. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe the main bad guy in this game is the son of one of the big bads from either Force 1 or 2. But again, this is the first Shining game, so they haven't established much else at this point. I do intend to play the Shining Force games, and those ones I do actually plan to like stream proper. I just wanted to... Well, I was just trying out Shining in the Darkness, and then I kind of didn't stop playing it. But as I said, it's not what I'd consider the most watchable of games. Especially like when you're just doing the dungeon loop to get your shit together, basically. Yes. I find this sort of game quite compelling. I had a couple of times where I had to go, okay, I gotta put the game down. As I was saying, it's not a standout example of the DRPG genre. You're not gonna be like, holy shit, you gotta play Shining in the Darkness. But it is just a solid game. If anything would have been worth streaming, the, opening bit of the game, where, the usual case with DRPGs, where you take 3 steps into the dungeon and die. That's always fun. And, I don't mean that ironically. That is... I quite enjoy, the early game tension in a DRPG. We're actually getting further than I had anticipated. I had expected things to fall over sooner than this. Alright, now, these boys are spinners. Certainly not an uncommon mechanic in DRPGs. Thankfully, they always spit you out to what is effectively the left of your facing. So that corridor you can see on the left there is where it'll spit us out. Well, shit. Fuck you, game. Now, I don't know if I've streamed a lot of DRPGs. I've definitely streamed some. You usually see me, spinning around a lot in DRPGs, just to try to get my bearings. Do not do that in this game. You will see me turning as little as possible, because turning on the spot counts as a step for the encounter rate. So you can be just turning on the spot and end up in fights. Or if you're on a hurt tile, Each turn counts. And now this does the enemy pack based thing, so like your spells will target either single target, group, or all. And in that case, like I was breaking up the different spells to get the all targeting because they were separated, two separate groups. Words. Hey, Zan, how's it going? Okay, so that's the spinner we use, so that between us and it is a drop floor. That's... So you can use those to make dark gear, which is cursed. So this the Hex Whip is a cursed whip. I made that out of a dark object. But it's, barring the few very specific cases, like the Hex Whip, it's not worth making the dark items. It sounds like a good time, not a bad time. So we might end up tossing that dark block if we get other items up here, because we're still looking for, because on the main character I have the Sword of Light, the Shield of Light, the Helm of Light, but not the Armor of Light. The Armor of Light should be up on this floor somewhere. Also, I don't normally name, like, the main characters, like, Bear, as it were, in games, except that this character doesn't have a name. In the files, they are Hero, because it's the main character, and so some people have taken him to call him Hero. I just was, yeah, you just don't have a name, buddy. Interesting. That's gonna be the Altar of Light, which I need to interact with, though, because it said the Altar of Light will bless the Warrior of Light, which I'm guessing we don't count as the Warrior of Light until we have the full set. This is definitely, yeah, pretty solidly in my wheelhouse. Old clunky DRPG that eventually becomes a series of SRPGs. Just to, again, highlight to people, you do have a sort of auto-mapper, but it kinda sucks. It's not the worst, but the fact that it costs you MP to get this. So this is, the company that will go on to be known as Camelot made this. At this point in time, I think they were just, some generic division of Sega at this point. And then when they start doing the Shining Force games, they become like, I think Sonic Planning. And then, when they finish up with Sega, they become Camelot. And like Camelot is So, people know Shining Force, or the Force games at least, which is their sort of first big series, but most people will know Camelot for either the Golden Sun games, or the... They did most of the Mario Tennis and Golf games once they started working with Nintendo. Yeah. They made Mario. They didn't make Mario. They did make Wario. It is their fault that we have the But obviously, from my end, I'm more interested in their RPG intersecting stuff. So, as I said, like for the Shining games, there's Shining in the Darkness, which is a DRPG, and then there's Shining in the Holy Ark, which is also a DRPG. Then there's all the Shining Force games, which is Shining Force 1, Shining Force Gaiden, Shining Force Gaiden 2, Shining Force 2, Shining Force Gaiden Final, Shining Force 3, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. And I think that's everything they did under the Shining heading. There are a lot more Shining games after that, but like that was at that point it's where Camelot left Sega and went on to. Well, so the reason I'm playing Shining in the Darkness is I plan to stream the Shining Force games. I wasn't going to stream. Well, I initially played Shining in the Darkness to test it out, and then when I played it, I'm like, this is not a great stream game because there's a lot of just slow dungeon crawling that isn't super interesting, which is why I've just been posting my my playthrough of it on the Twatters, just posting the interesting stuff, and then I sort of got up to sort of a convenient point where I was just about to start the final floor of the game, and I was like, you know what, I'll stream the final floor. That way I've at least got, like, some footage of the game up there. And things are going suspiciously okay so far. These guys have been what's caused us the most trouble thus far. These guys suck. Yeah, they can inflict paralysis. Now two out of my 3 party members are paralyzed. The only person that can cure paralysis is Milo. And if he lands another paralysis on the main character, that's game over. Okay. Now the problem is only Milo can cure paralysis. So I've just got to wait for it to fall off on them while wandering through the toughest monsters in the game up here. Ugh. 2,000 gold at pretty much any other point in the game would actually be exciting. But at this point, I have way too much gold. Generous? The only character that can cure it is... now these are angry statues. I really do not want to fight the angry statue down 2 party members. The only character that can cure it magically is Milo, so if he gets paralyzed, you're fucked. Okay, it seems to have fallen off. Good. An item can cure it. The smelling salts cures paralysis, but you may have seen inventory space is incredibly limited. Each character only has 8 inventory slots, and 4 of those slots will be dedicated to gear, like their gear, their weapon, armor, helm, and shield. So you've only got 4 free slots per character. In each of those, you need to then fit in the key items that you need, which in some cases the key items are literally keys for like accessing doors and whatnot. You have, yeah, by the end game here, your inventory space is at an extreme premium. I can't fit paralysis curing items. I used to. For most of the game, I was carrying around 1 or 2 paralysis curing items. But it's just, yeah, as I said, inventories at such a premium at the moment. Like, all inventories are full right now. Part of it is my own fault, because I'm holding on to the Storm Sword and the Ice Saber, which is, like, they can be used as magic casting items. And, I mean, I am a bit, embarrassment of riches at the moment. I've got 3 magic rings, which is fucking nuts. Because, like, wow, yeah, through all these MP restoring items, that's literally only just happened. Throughout the entire game up to this point, I don't even know how many hours, like 30-some hours, no MP restoring items at all. It's only literally just now going into basically the end of the game that we've got magic restoring items, and they work on the Dragon Quest magic rings rules, which means they can randomly break. You have no idea how many uses you'll get out of them. Could be you just use it once and it breaks. It's just chance. Yeah. And those bats. As I was saying before, like, previously, I would have loved to have had fat stacks of cash. Not so useful anymore. For the big magics. Like, I also have access to the big powerful AoE magics, it's just that the big powerful AoE magics costs a lot of MP. So I'm trying to avoid casting them where possible. It is a bit epilepsy. But I mean, it's not Gao Gaga. That's my like benchmark for epilepsy inducing. Fucking the Zondar sequences in Gao Gaga. Holy shit! How did that get approved? So I'm curious about that. It didn't break, but it said cracks appeared. But there is one of the NPCs has a repair mechanic, but up to this point, most of the I wonder if that affects. Most of the use magic weapons I've used have just Punches himself in the face. Good job, me. Well, that's, I mean, that's cured him of his madness. I hope that didn't mean what I think it means. Oh my god! I did not know that was possible. Holy shit. It said he threw his weapon at the enemy. He literally threw his mithril axe at the enemy. The only way to get a mithril axe is to use mithril ore to make a new one. Oh my god. That is brutal. Holy shit. And like, oh my god, his like options for weapons are like actually quite limited otherwise. Oof, that's nuts. You see, I'm pretty sure he can't equip the, oh no, okay. Thank God. Alright, it just unequips it. Thank Christ. I was gonna say, that's fucking harsh, but alright, not as bad as it seemed. Actually, yeah, no, it would have to be impossible to actually throw the weapon away because this sort of light would be irreplaceable. There'd be no way to get it back. Alright, let's watch a magic ring go poof in its first use. Holy shit, it didn't break. Where am I? That doesn't help too much. Hey, here we are. You can become the Light Warrior by Dark Block. Frost armor. Do I... I'm pretty sure that's not of use to anyone. She wouldn't be able to equip it, and he's got the mithril armor, which is already better. Alright. Will the... It's a bit of a trip back. I'm curious if the light spirit thing will speak to us now. I'm not actually certain if I can put this guy to sleep or not. I'm not. I'm gonna say no, Shin, but I'm just trying to think. Is the Phantasy Star 1 version on the Switch the Sega Ages version? Because that's where the built-in map for Phantasy Star 1 came from. Which is the only version of Phantasy Star 1 I've played. I'm gonna assume the Switch version of Phantasy Star 1 is the Sega Ages version. Feel free to correct me if I am mistaken on that. But there are what's the word I'm looking for? Ports, I guess, of this available. Whoop! There goes the Storm Sword. But it is just the game as is. It's basically emulation for the ports. Like it is available just like on Steam. Just as is. No. Modifications or quality of life or anything. Where am I? No, okay, I know where I am. No, I may not know where I am. I may, in fact, be lost. Excuse me, sorry. There is also an item you can use that does the map function as well. Right. But that's, oh my goodness, that's wasting precious inventory slots. I actually quite like Phantasy Star 1. Shame about Phantasy Star 2. okay. Ah. No. No room for breathing here, just dropping enemies on us. We are starting to run out of gas, so if this doesn't work... okay. We may need something from outside still to get this to activate, so I'm gonna pull out here. Especially since we're, as I said, we're about to run out of gas anyway, so better to pull out for the moment. Sell off the frost armor. I want to try repairing the things as well. So that's the guy next door. This is the guy you can use to, like, give him the mithril or the dark blocks to make stuff. I do like all the, like, character sprites and everything with this. They're quite nice. Yeah, so this is the vial of tears of one who holds you dear to her heart. That doesn't really tell us much of anything. They can't equip the items, but they can use them for their casting properties. Oh yeah, that was kind of a cool moment. You end up killing your own father because he'd been possessed by the big bad evil guy. There were a few like cool moments throughout the game, but we're talking like minutes on, you know, hours and hours and hours worth of just normal dungeon crawling, which is why I didn't think doing a full stream through of the game would have been particularly viable as something to watch. See, like, the implication was that we needed a vial of tears of someone who cares for us deeply, but the princess has never shown any kind of indication of that. Like, we've effectively only met her like 5 minutes ago. But the vial of princess tears is what we need. And our inventory is super full again. This is what I was saying by like literal key items taking up like precious inventory space. One thing I will give this game, each of the like shops has a well, it's what the game calls its deals section, and you can, in the case of the item shop here, you can actually buy back key items. So like map 1 and map 2 were needed for one of the much earlier dungeons. The Orb of Truth was needed to reveal a bunch of hidden passageways. The rune key was used to open certain locked doors, and the dwarf's key was used to open other certain locked doors. So while you can't, there isn't like an item bank. The shops sort of work as an item bank. Obviously, you don't get the full value of your money there because you're selling to the shops at a loss and then having to buy back at a premium. But it is an interesting way of getting around the limited inventory space key items problem. Alright, so we should now be able to visit the Spirit of Light in the Rainbow Fountain. Unfortunately, it does mean we've got to rerun a big chunk of this dungeon. Can we cast Peace and get away with it? Hey, we can. Nice. Because Peace is a like enemy like encounter begone, except for spike tiles like these, the water spirits, or the like the big block boys that drop down. You can't dodge spike tiles. But whether a spike tile is active or not is random. The other thing is the lower, like, floors of the dungeon are less visually exciting as they're basically just brown walls. Like, brown dirt walls. Ugh. Thank God for repel. Eventually, will be, like, it'll stop working at all as we get into higher level monsters, because what it affects is based on her level. Also, the amount of times I've had the damn piece wear off, and then, yeah, okay, so there you can see now, piece doesn't work anymore. The monster levels for this section are now too high. Because it's not like, each floor is not its own, singular encounter table. The deeper parts of each floor have, like, harder and harder encounter tables. And that's when, yeah, the peace spell stops working. Because of the, like, pretty shitty map, I've not felt particularly compelled to fill out the whole map, which is probably a good thing. Because normally when it comes to DRPGs, I like to paint the whole map. We're just using physical attacks, so pop spell does not matter so much. This is always a problem. I get distracted by the combat and then forget where I was. as I said, unfortunately, encounters on the turning is very nasty. Certainly prevents a degree of exploration. I have no idea where I am. Right. Co-op MOBA. Okay. And, well, I mean, obviously I know where to go anyway, since we got the... Just follow the way we went before, but, I've worked out where I am. Unfortunately, I'm a bit on the tired side from work, so my brain's a little... not functioning great. Okay. Those usually come in large packs, not single units. It is something to the game's credit. They do use these different, like having the torches on the wall and the puddles on the floor and whatnot. Help to serve as landmarks for navigating the dungeon. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ow. Okay, that's the problem. Ow. Ah, this will dump us in the pit. That's fine. Pit is near where we want to be. We are seeking is right there. Alright. Vial of Tears. Whoop! Well, the Warrior of Light. And she gives us a full heal. Nice. That... that is particularly useful. Oh boy. It's funny that the statue's magic is more dangerous than the statue punching in the face. Is this some, like, magic slime shit? We gotta hit him with magic attack. One point of damage. Ah. That was a weird fight. Uh, right. Okay. Okay. Uh. Huh? Oh, wait. Okay. Yep. I had very much got myself confused there. I was very lost for a bit. No, because that was the... So many zeros, god dang it. Oh, Jesus. That's a problem. Yeah, that's a lot of XP. As I thought, those guys function like metal slimes. Ooh. Oh, now wait, hang on, which one is that? Ah, that is the resurrect item, nice. Well, as for a gold sink, like, gearing up is for them, like, up until basically this point, gearing up has been a very big gold sink. It's just basically as of this last floor, where I've effectively become fully geared. And again, keep in mind, like, the game is old. but they've not got all the years of wisdom and development, because the years of wisdom and development haven't happened yet. Do I even want to try to engage with this? Level 2 muddle sucks. My saber's about to break. Once again, that's a crap load of XP. Multiple levels, holy shit. Accidental power leveling. Single Ragnarok seems kind of suspicious. That's a bit more scary. The big guy. Okay. I was about to say, these red... Interesting. I feel like the boss is going to be behind door number 1. Okay, what? Oh! It was indeed the boss room. This is gonna be like the most detailed room we've seen. Holy shit. Suddenly. So we do have a miracle herb for a resurrection. Barrier ring, which I'll make use of here. And we definitely want to try to hit it. Okay, we'll start by throwing out the buffs, and then try to hit him with the debuffs. Too bad. I straight up have no idea what kind of power this guy's got. I've got to assume I'm not allowed to hit him with mute. Woof! Huge crit. I think that the demon breath there has been, offset a bit, because it was said that, like, his demon breath magic is meant to be, like, turbo deadly, but if you go in with the blessing of the light spirit. He's not so bad. I'm also going to assume, under regular rules, this guy's going to have like a phase 2 and possibly a phase 3. Yeah, here we go. Jesus Christ! That's, quite the upgrade. Ow! Nice, huge crit though. I don't even know if he can be affected by slow, by the way. Oh, crunch! Yeah, getting lucky with the crits. Also, I've just noticed he's, like, losing arms as we deal more damage. God, I've never used the big heal. Let's see what happens now. Now is the time to go ham, for sure. It is just full party, full heal, fair enough. Launch! Hell yeah, big crits. Hell yeah. I'd try to put him to sleep, but that's almost certainly not going to work. Oh, damn! We got, like, super crit string from the main character there. We're like three crits out of 4 swings? God damn. And those are with, like, strength boosted as well. Oh, that is it? We are victorious? Question mark? We're doing the Dragon Quest thing of just go talk to all the NPCs. You know, it's Bjorn is who I was expecting to be a traitor the whole time, but no, he was just mildly incompetent but well-meaning. We did it? We did it! Nope. Japanese game, made by a Japanese company. Yeah, as you can see, definitely Japanese developers. No, that wasn't too bad actually. We kind of blew through the final floor. I just like we just hit the point of power. We had all the good gear, all the good items, and then that final floor in particular, like we got a bunch of the crystal slime fights, which like rocketed us up a bunch of levels. For the game, like considering how dickish this game had been at other points, that floor went quite well. Mind, obviously some of that's down to luck. We just didn't get jumped by any of the enemies that can like instantly wipe you. I can see where you're coming from, Jumko. Like, it is certainly not a traditional Animu style, that's for sure. It's very much their own style, but they sort of stick to this style across the Shining games, and it's sort of part of what gives the series its own flavor. Well, damn, that actually that didn't take as long as I was expecting. I was expecting more disasters. That doesn't give the best demonstration of how nasty this game can be. Yeah, I guess I'll take it. Hey, I'll take it. I definitely had moments throughout the playthrough where I got the like ambushed by an instant death enemy and then died. Like or ambushed by a paralysis enemy and whole party paralyzed and game over. Or ambushed by like a big caster. I suppose a lot of it is I just had learnt what the game can do as well, so I knew sort of what to expect, and we just didn't run into any of the like any of the real nasty shit. We got pretty good encounter luck, and for the most part we didn't get like what's the word I'm looking for? We didn't get, like, encounter raped, basically. I certainly had that happen earlier in the game as well, where you'd be, like, if you remember, there was a few, like, really long, stretchy corridors early in the game. Like, a long stretch of corridor like that usually just meant, like, strings of encounters, but we didn't hit too many, like, stacked up encounters. And again, as I said, like, part of it does come down to the final floor there had the light spirit on it, which gave us a full recovery after making our way, like, sort of 3/4 through the floor. So that's real good. And by this point, I had the 3 mana rings, which you don't get them until basically at this point in the game. So up to this point, there has been no way to restore MP throughout the course of the game. And then by this sort of final floor, I have multiple mana rings and the restorative fountain. And I guess we did also get very lucky against the second phase of the final boss there. Of the 4 rounds that fight lasted for, the main character landed 3 crits, each crit being for, like, somewhere between 500 and 600 damage. It was absolutely massive. Like, that's crazy numbers. It's not a big numbers game. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's good. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone that doesn't already enjoy DRPGs. It's not going to change any mind on like the DRPG genre. It is basically like the most generic example of a DRPG. It doesn't really do anything fancy with itself. But it doesn't do anything bad either. It's just a solid game. Yeah, part of my interest was checking it out for context for the later Shining games. As I said, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't tie very heavily into the later Shining games, because there's really not much here to tie into anything. There's a couple of character moments, but, like, how to put this? The amount of text in this game is about as much text as was in, like, Metal Gear 1. Like, there really, really wasn't much text. The NPCs gave you the hints that they needed to allow you to understand and progress the game, which is good stuff. There was a little bit of flavor and fluff, but not much. Yeah. I think that's it, really. I would stream something else, because I've got a bit of time. Like, I have an appointment this morning, but I had a bit of time before said appointment. But I'm actually feeling quite tired, which, considering how things have been, that isn't actually that surprising. So sort of worked out well that things got done pretty quickly. Yeah. I'm quite happy it didn't turn into like a death march. Because that's some DRPGs can get a bit like that, which usually it goes either you're like an unkillable god, but like coming towards the end of the game, or the final like stretch is just a death march slog of nasty yuck. I think I'm just rambling now. Yeah, I'll probably pack things up here. I just wanted to cover some of Shining in the Darkness on stream, and that we've covered the final dungeon and the credits. I don't know what I'm gonna be streaming next. I want to finish off V Rising, and I want to play more Mechanicus, so more than likely one of those two. Oh jeez, that is extremely unfortunate timing. That is very unfortunate timing indeed. Welcome everybody. We're done. Also, that's odd. I'm not hearing the sound effects go off. Don't know if that's... They are going off? Okay. It might be... I think I might know what's causing it on my end. Hang on, give me a second. The fact that you guys are hearing it is good. Yep. I know what's causing it on my end. Cool. Good thing, actually. That has sort of worked out. I certainly am not a communist. But yeah, welcome everybody. Unfortunately, I was about to raid Wiki, but I was wondering if he was still going, and indeed, well, there we are. Wiki just finished as well. But we've literally just beat the final boss, rolled the credits, and I had a big old chat about how I feel about the game. And I was literally about to wrap things up. I was just saying, like, next stream will either be more Mechanicus or more V Rising, or possibly Total Warhammer 3, depending on how I'm feeling. Unfortunately, I'm a bit on the tired side now, so I am actually going to pack the stream up here rather than rolling into something else. Yeah, good question, Fab. Not sure. Possibly the Russians. I think that could be interesting. That being Kislev, sorry. Oh, is it? Okay. I'll have a look, see, and I think about that. Yeah, I think. I think that's everything. I do apologize. You've been raided into the end of the stream, and I don't really have anywhere else to send you guys either, so that is going to be the end of it. Yeah, that's it. There should be a stream tomorrow night, barring any complications, which there may be. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's all I got. I'm out of words at this point. Thanks for watching, everyone, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.